Hello and welcome to Gar1onriva's Top 5. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 Gen 1 Pokemon. I grew up with Gen 1. I had Pokemon Blue, my sister had Pokemon Yellow, and I still have the exact same save that I made like 17 years ago. I've never overwritten my Blue save, and the fact that the internal battery's probably died and I've lost it all is just something I refuse to face. It's also the only Pokemon game I've ever caught all of the Pokemon on. All 151. Some of those I like, some of those I don't. This time I'm talking about the ones I like. So, a couple of things to remember. First of all, these are my personal opinions, so please don't tell me I'm wrong. But also, these are limited to the ones that I like, obviously. But like as Pokemon rather than like specifically for my team. Number 5. Zapdos. Zapdos is just cool, isn't he? You know, he's an electric type, which I think is cooler than fire or ice. So he's the coolest of the legendary birds. He looks cool with that sort of yellow and black theme, you know, the spiky wings. And he lives in a power plant. I don't know, you know, he was cool. I liked him as a child. He was my favourite of the legendary birds. I'd never really used him because I never liked to mix up my team. I'd say if I was going to use one of the legendaries in my team from Gen 1, it would be Zapdos. It's about all I have for why I like him. You know, I was a child. You don't really have that many specific reasons. I just liked him because he was cool. Number 4. Mew. Mew was always the unobtainable. I remember way back when we were first getting our Game Boy Color games, we were going to buy them off this guy from school, and he offered to throw in a couple of level 100 Mews. I specifically remember that part of the deal. He ended up sort of backing out of the deal, so I never knew if he actually had them. But ever since then, Mew was always something I aspired to get. I don't exactly remember how I actually got it in the end, because I remember I did catch Mew on Blue, or did have Mew on Blue, it's hard to say, because I had the 151. But I think I just had a friend with a cheat, like one of those cheat machines that you used to have for the Game Boy Color. I think that's how I got it. But Mew is cute. It is adorable. You know, the Pokemon First movie really helped me like Mew more as a Pokemon rather than just as a thing to obtain. I never once used it in battle. I thought it was absolutely cool the way it could learn, like, all the HMs and TMs and stuff. That was really cool, but I never used it. It was just a cute thing because by then I'd sort of moved on to, like, Gen 2, I think. But it was just a cute thing that I was really glad I got in the end. Number 3. Persian. This one kind of surprises me every time I sort of realise this is in my top 5. Because I've never used Persian in my life. But I think he's really cool as well. I mean, that's sort of a recurring theme in this list. Like I said, I was like 7 when I first played Pokemon. But the fact that I played Blue and thus could get a Persian was probably part of it. I think he just looks really majestic. And if I lived in the Pokemon world, I reckon I'd want a Persian as a pet. I mean, I'm a cat person anyway, but Persian, yeah, I just think it looks really cool with the little gem. It's a lot less over the top than Meowth's giant gem, or giant coin, or whatever it is on his forehead. It just looks majestic and cat-like, and I always thought that Giovanni's Persian was damn regal. Number 2. Bulbasaur. Anytime people talk about the Gen 1 starters, Bulbasaur always wins for me. Bulbasaur is just the coolest of the 3. I never evolved it. I never evolved it back on Blue. The way I got Ivysaur and Venusaur was I traded them, because eventually my sister stopped playing her Yellow, and I traded her Bulbasaur to Blue and evolved it into Ivysaur and Venusaur. That way I'd never have to evolve my Bulbasaur, which I nicknamed Flower at one point. I cannot remember why. I think I felt I needed to give it a nickname. This was, way after I started playing it. I never gave it a nickname to begin with. And then after that, I traded it to my Gold for some reason and then back, so I could never change the name again. So I as long as the cartridge is still working, I have like a level 50-something Bulbasaur called Flower. And my logic for not evolving it was, for a start, Bulbasaur looks cuter. than Ivysaur. Well, actually, I think Ivysaur is kind of cool, but I didn't really like the design for Venusaur. But also because it leveled up quicker. That was my logic. You know, if I evolve it, it'll level up slower. So keep it as Bulbasaur and it'll level up quicker, get more powerful quicker. But the bulb on its back, the colour scheme, the sort of little turquoise patches on it, I like Bulbasaur's design. Add to that the fact that Bulbasaur is my first Pokemon ever, and I think it's kind of obvious why I really like it. And finally, number 1. Raichu. This one kind of surprises me why I put it at top of the list, but as I agonize over these lists, I'm not going to doubt my past self. I do like Raichu. I really like Pikachu, obviously, because of, you know, he's the mascot of the thing. He's like if you say Pokemon, people think of Pikachu. Pikachu is cute. I think Raichu looks better. I don't know. The orange is different. I really like Raichu's tail. The way it's just sort of long, and then there is a lightning bolt at the end. I can't think of, I think it might be from Stadium. Sort of the definitive image I have of Raichu where it's just sort of standing there wobbling and its tail sort of waves. Is that from Stadium? I think it might be. I love that. The little cute ears, you know, all of that. I love that. And it's sort of a more powerful version of Pikachu. So I had a Pikachu back on Blue. I don't think I ever evolved it, actually. I'm surprised at myself. I don't think I ever evolved it. The Pikachu was called Thunder. Because, you know, I was 7. Also, while I'm here, the rival I called Loser. Because, you know, I was 7. So, anyway. I don't know. I just like Raichu. I think he's really cool. I think he is the coolest, I guess. I don't know. I'm finding it hard to sort of describe why Raichu's my number 1. But I think it's just, you know, for Raichu, all of the feelings I have for Pikachu, not like just Ash's Pikachu, just Pikachu in general, sort of what it represents, gets cooler and better when it becomes Raichu. If that makes sense. I don't know if it does. That's my Raichu, I guess. But anyway, that is my list. I went off on a couple of tangents, you know, brings back a lot of memories talking about Pokemon Gen 1. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments your top 5 Gen 1 Pokemon, and if you have any requests for future top or bottom 5s, please leave them in the comments. Also remember that you can vote on next month's top 5 by pledging to my Patreon, linked in the description. Thank you very much, and I will catch you later.